Number 5 Simple Japanese Morning Habits that may help reduce belly fat naturally. Every morning in Kyoto, there is a woman who follows the same peaceful routine before most people are even awake. At exactly 6 o'clock, she begins her day with a glass of warm water. A few minutes later, she steps outside, even if the weather is cold or rainy. She does not drink coffee right away. Instead, she waits nearly 2 hours. She takes a slow walk to a small shrine a few blocks from her home and then walks back. During the first 30 minutes of her morning, she completely ignores her phone. It stays where she left it the night before, silent, face down, and untouched. She is 61 years old. Her waist size has stayed almost exactly the same for more than 10 years. She has never followed a strict diet plan. She does not spend hours in a gym. She does not own workout equipment. Yet she maintains a healthy body and steady energy year after year. At the same moment, somewhere else in the world, another person wakes up and starts the day very differently. They skip breakfast. They immediately check emails and notifications. They grab a coffee. They rush into a tough workout. They carefully count calories. They follow the latest fitness advice. They do everything they have been told should help them lose weight. And still, the fat around their stomach refuses to go away. Why? What if the biggest difference between these two people is not their diet? What if it is not their exercise routine? What if the real difference is a hormone that rises in your body every single morning within minutes of waking up? A hormone that quietly influences hunger, energy, stress, and where your body stores fat. By the end of this video, you will understand what that hormone is, why it may be working against you, and 5 simple Japanese morning habits that may help bring it back into balance. These habits cost nothing. They require no special equipment. And you can begin using them tomorrow morning. But before we look at those 5 habits, we need to challenge an idea that many people accept without ever questioning it. The idea is simple. If you want to lose belly fat, just eat less and move more. For years, this message has been repeated everywhere. Fitness programs teach it. Diet books repeat it. Apps are built around it. Many people believe body fat is simply a math equation. Consume fewer calories than you burn and the fat disappears. While calories certainly matter, this explanation leaves out an important piece of the puzzle. That missing piece is hormones. And one hormone in particular deserves attention. Its name is cortisol. Cortisol often gets a bad reputation, but it is not actually a harmful hormone. In fact, you need it. Without cortisol, getting out of bed would be difficult. It helps you feel awake and alert. It gives your body energy when you need it. It helps you respond to challenges and stressful situations. Every healthy person experiences a natural increase in cortisol shortly after waking up. Scientists call this the cortisol awakening response. During the first 30 to 45 minutes after waking, cortisol levels can rise significantly. This is completely normal. It is part of how the body prepares for the day. The problem begins when cortisol rises too much, rises too quickly, or stays elevated for long periods. When the body constantly feels stressed, it starts behaving differently. Researchers often describe this as a protective mode. In this state, the body becomes more likely to store fat. And interestingly, it often stores that fat around the stomach. Studies published in major health journals have found connections between high cortisol levels and increased abdominal fat. Not necessarily fat in the arms. Not necessarily fat in the legs. But fat around the waistline. From the body's perspective, storing fat near important organs may be a way of preparing for difficult times. The result is frustrating. A person can eat healthy foods. They can exercise regularly. They can avoid junk food. Yet they may still struggle with stubborn belly fat because the real issue is not simply calories. The issue may be the hormonal environment inside the body. So how do we influence that environment? This is where Japan offers some interesting clues. Japan consistently has lower rates of abdominal obesity compared to many other developed nations. Researchers who study lifestyle patterns often notice something important. The answer is not a miracle diet. It is not a secret supplement. It is not a complicated exercise program. Instead, many of the differences appear during the first hour after waking up. The morning matters more than most people realize. Let's begin with the first habit. Hashtag habit 1. Start with warm water before anything else. After sleeping for 7 or 8 hours, your body has gone a long time without fluids. During that time, you continue losing water through breathing and other natural processes. By morning, mild dehydration is common. Your body wakes up needing hydration. Yet many people immediately reach for coffee. Coffee is not necessarily unhealthy. The timing is what matters. When your body is already dehydrated and cortisol is naturally rising, adding caffeine right away may place additional stress on the system. Several experts, including neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman, have discussed the importance of hydration first thing in the morning. Many people in Japan begin their day with a simple glass of warm water. Sometimes they add a squeeze of lemon. Sometimes a small amount of sea salt. Nothing fancy. Nothing expensive. The warm water helps gently wake up the digestive system. The minerals from salt can support hydration. The vitamin C from lemon may help support the body's response to stress. More importantly, this simple action sends a signal to the body. The signal says, "We are safe. There is no emergency. There is no need to rush." And that calm message can make a bigger difference than most people expect. Hashtag habit 2. Get outside for morning sunlight. The second habit sounds almost too easy. Yet it is one of the most powerful things you can do. Within the first hour after waking, step outside and expose yourself to natural sunlight. Even 5 to 10 minutes can help. The key is real outdoor light. Not light coming through a window. Not light from a television. Not light from a phone screen. Natural sunlight interacts with specialized cells in your eyes. Those cells send signals directly to the brain. The brain then adjusts your circadian rhythm, which is your body's internal clock. This clock controls much more than sleep. It influences hunger, energy, hormones, mood, metabolism, and cortisol. When your circadian rhythm becomes disrupted, many systems begin to suffer. Research from scientists like Dr. Sachin Panda has shown strong connections between circadian disruption and metabolic problems. People whose internal clocks are out of sync often experience poorer sleep quality, higher stress levels, and greater difficulty managing weight. Morning sunlight helps keep that clock running properly. It also supports the production of serotonin during the day. Later, serotonin helps create melatonin at night. Melatonin improves sleep quality. Better sleep leads to healthier cortisol patterns the next morning. In other words, a few minutes of sunlight today may help improve tomorrow's hormones as well. In Japan, many people naturally build this into their day through a short morning walk. Not because they are trying to exercise. Simply because they are moving through their neighborhood and receiving natural light. And that brings us to the next habit. Hashtag habit 3. Delay your coffee. This habit may be difficult for coffee lovers. But the science behind it is fascinating. Try waiting about 90 minutes after waking before drinking coffee. Here's why. When you wake up, your brain contains a chemical called adenosine. Adenosine helps create feelings of sleepiness. As the morning progresses, your body gradually clears it away. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors. It does not remove adenosine itself. It simply prevents the brain from noticing it. If coffee is consumed immediately after waking, much of the adenosine is still present. Instead of disappearing, it waits. Hours later, when caffeine begins wearing off, that stored adenosine can suddenly become noticeable. This often contributes to the famous afternoon crash. Many people experience tiredness around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Energy drops. Concentration falls. Cravings increase. The body perceives this as a stressful event. And cortisol can rise again. Delaying coffee allows the body to wake naturally first. Then, when caffeine is introduced later, it tends to work more smoothly. The energy feels cleaner. The crash becomes less severe. And stress hormones remain more stable throughout the day. In Japan, there is a concept called ma. It refers to creating intentional space or pauses. Applying that idea here simply means allowing your body time to wake up naturally before introducing stimulation. Habit 4. Walk instead of training hard first thing in the morning. Many people believe intense exercise is the best possible way to start the day. And intense exercise certainly has benefits. However, timing matters. Remember that cortisol is already naturally high in the morning. Adding a very demanding workout directly on top of that spike may push cortisol even higher. Research has suggested that high-intensity morning exercise can sometimes keep stress hormones elevated for longer periods. You may feel amazing immediately afterward. The workout releases endorphins. Energy increases. Mood improves. But inside the body, the hormonal response may be more complicated. The Japanese alternative is surprisingly simple. Walk. Not power walk. Not speed walk. Just walk. 20 to 30 minutes at a comfortable pace. No pressure. No competition. No goal except movement. Researchers have discovered something called optic flow. This describes the visual sensation of scenery moving past you as you walk. Trees move by. Buildings move by. The environment slowly changes around you. This visual experience appears to have calming effects on certain parts of the brain associated with stress and threat detection. As stress decreases, cortisol may also become easier to regulate. This helps explain why a simple walk often leaves people feeling calmer and clearer. In Japan, these walks are not always viewed as exercise. They are simply part of daily life. Yet their benefits can be remarkably powerful. Habit 5. Avoid your phone for the first 30 minutes. This final habit may be the most difficult for modern life. Many people reach for their phone within seconds of waking. Notifications. Messages. Emails. News alerts. Social media. The brain receives an instant flood of information. Every notification demands attention. Every headline asks for an emotional reaction. Every message creates another task. Within moments, your nervous system shifts from calm to reactive. Stress hormones begin increasing. Cortisol rises. Mental clutter appears. The day starts with pressure instead of peace. Psychiatrists and behavioral researchers have discussed how constant stimulation can gradually change the brain's expectations. The more stimulation you consume, the more stimulation you need just to feel normal. That cycle can contribute to stress and mental fatigue. Many traditional Japanese philosophies value stillness and quiet moments. The goal is not to avoid technology forever. The goal is simply to protect the first part of the day. Allow your brain to wake naturally. Drink water. Enjoy sunlight. Take a walk. Breathe. Think. Give your nervous system time to start gently rather than being pushed into high alert mode immediately. Imagine turning on a computer. You would not open 50 programs before the operating system finishes loading. Yet that is exactly what many people do to their brains every morning. Protecting those first 30 minutes may be one of the simplest ways to support healthier stress levels throughout the day. Bringing everything together. Now let's put all 5 habits together in the order they work best. First, drink a glass of warm water. Second, get outside and experience natural sunlight. Third, wait around 90 minutes before drinking coffee. Fourth, choose a calm walk instead of an intense workout. Fifth, avoid checking your phone for at least 30 minutes after waking. None of these habits require money. None require a special program. None require perfect discipline. What they require is a small change in how you begin your day. Many people spend years focusing only on food and exercise while ignoring their morning routine. Yet hormones respond strongly to daily patterns. And small habits repeated consistently can create meaningful changes over time. The goal is not perfection. The goal is creating an environment where your body feels safe, balanced, and less stressed. Because when cortisol remains healthier, everything becomes easier. Energy improves. Sleep improves. Cravings become easier to manage. And for some people, stubborn belly fat becomes less stubborn. Tonight, try a simple experiment. Before going to bed, place a glass of water somewhere visible. Put it where you will see it before you see your phone. Tomorrow morning, drink the water first. Step outside for a few minutes. Wait before reaching for coffee. Take a short walk if possible. And keep your phone untouched for the first half hour. That is all. 5 small actions. 1 peaceful morning. Repeated day after day. The woman in Kyoto probably would not call any of this a health strategy. To her, it is simply how mornings are meant to begin. And perhaps that is the lesson. Sometimes the biggest changes do not come from doing more. Sometimes they come from doing a little less, slowing down, and allowing the body to work the way it was designed to. If these ideas changed how you think about your mornings, consider trying one of them tomorrow. Then add another. Then another. Small habits often create the biggest transformations because they are easy to repeat. And repetition is where real change begins. The next healthy morning could start with something as simple as a glass of warm water and a few quiet moments before the rest of the world wakes up.